Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Miyares, and in honor of the release of my newest picture book called Midnight and Moon, written by the amazing Kelly Cooper and published by Tundra Books, I'm going to be sharing some content this week on Tundra's Instagram account. So tune in all through the week. We'll be sharing new stuff each day. And I thought, in honor of this, it would be fun to do a little activity and something that you could revisit. You could do it with your kiddos, your students, or yourself if you want to try it, whoever's tuning in. During the making of this book, I got kind of interested in these origami forms of horses, and so I made these little origami horses, and I thought it'd be fun to show how I made these little guys. It's not all that complex, but I think it's fun, and it might take a few tries. It took me a few tries certainly to get what I wanted out of it, but anyway, I thought I'd share a little video of how to make those, just to do something fun in honor of our wonderful book that I'm so excited to be sharing behind the scenes looks from this week, of how I made it and how we went through the process. So thanks so much for joining me, and join me on my artboard, and I'm going to do some paper folding, and I encourage you to join along. So really all you need is a couple of square pieces of paper and some scissors, okay? And the rest is just folding. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in a second. Bye. So to make my paper horses, I'm gonna take a couple of pieces of square paper. So it's important that they're square in proportion. The size doesn't matter. It just depends on what size of an end product you want, but really it just has to be square. Okay, so I'm going to start with one, and then I'll do the other. So I'll go through this twice, but just so you can see and follow along. All right, I appreciate you joining me, and here we go. All right, so the first thing I want to mention is the paper. I'm using newsprint paper that I've painted. So I painted on the paper before I'm going to fold it. You can do whatever you want. I think you can draw or paint on your horses afterwards, or you can do stuff before. I painted like this newsprint white. You can kind of see I scumbled white paint on it, so it's a little textural. And then this piece of newsprint I stained with India ink that I like to use, this Doc Martens black ink. So this one's kind of stained dark, and then this one's washed light with gouache. Okay, so that's what I'm going to start with. So first things first, you're gonna bisect this paper. So we're going to fold it one way this way, perfectly in half. Just touch the edges, just like this. Okay, and crease it. Okay, and then unfold it. You should have a line through it, just like that. And then do it again the opposite way. Okay. So you should end up with a piece of paper with a crease this way and this way. And now, here's the deal. I've discovered that if you do this and then flip the paper over to do your next two folds, it works best. So now we're going to bisect it, but we're going to make triangles instead of rectangles. So you're going to fold corner to corner, one edge to the other, and you should end up just about at your center. It's never going to be perfect. Don't worry about that, but just get close to true. So I have a triangle that way, and then I'm going to do a triangle this way. Really all I'm doing is creating, you're breaking the paper fibers in specific spots so that it'll fold the way you want it to fold, okay, at this point. So what you want to do with that, once you have those creases, is you want to take it and fold your edges in like this and pull it together so that you have a little diamond shape, just like this, okay? So once I have my diamond, and on the inside it should look like this. Okay. So you should have this, and this is pretty common for different origami folds, I believe. I'm not an expert on it by any means, but I've done this before for other forms, but this is how you start, okay? And then you take it with the open edge, the open face towards you, like this. And then I'm going to take my corners up like this. See that? Okay. Then I'm going to do this up like this. And I'm going to flip it over. Do the same over here. Up to this point, the horse form is very, it's very symmetrical. I'm going to do this. Just like this. Okay. Then I'm actually going to fold this down and make a crease there. And that's more of a guideline than anything, but so I'm going to have a crease right there across the top. Okay, so now I can kind of unfold these things. Now this is interesting. I haven't done this before, but to do this form you have to snip your paper. So I'm going to use scissors as well. I just have my studio scissors in place that I like to use. And you're going to cut. See, there's a line going from here to here. You're going to just cut right down the middle till you reach that line. That's why I folded that over, so you know where to cut to. Okay, so just from tip right to there. And you're going to do the same over here. Okay, you're going to do the flip it over and do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here. And now what I'm going to do is flip this up like this. Right? And then fold this up. Make it, there we go. Okay. And same on the other side. You flip the end up, and then you take the outside edge and then fold it directly in half along the creases. Okay. All right. So you should end up with something similar to that, and then you're going to flip it over and do the same on this side. Still very, very symmetrical at this point. Okay. Now I don't normally do this kind of folding with newsprint paper because it's got an interesting fiber to it, but I kind of feel like it might have a nice feel for the horses with the texture to it and the way it crinkles. But that's just a guess. We'll see. All right. So then this, fold it in half too. All right. So now I have a shape that looks something like this. And now what you can do is you're going to rotate this upside down like this. One side's going to be the head and one side's going to be the tail. So, for instance, if this is the tail, I'm going to take this point right here and I'm going to flip it under and choose the angle of your tail. Right? You flip it and then you can just crease it where you want it to be. So let's say that's my tail, right? And then this side's going to be the head. So I'm going to take it and I might go up a little higher and fold it down like this. And then I'm gonna push the nose in a little bit here. Try that. You know what? I might want my head a little longer, so I'm gonna go down a little even farther, like that, and then Fold the nose in like that. Okay. Yeah, I want that little stubbiness on the nose. Alright, I'm actually going to put my tail down a little farther. Which the cool thing is you can just adjust as you go. No worries. Alright, so there's one horse shape, right? And they'll stand up kind of like that, right? Okay, now I'm going to do the next one. We'll do it one more time. So that's one. And then I'm going to try again with this piece. Same thing. Okay, start from the beginning. Gonna bisect the paper like this, make a rectangle, and then make another rectangle. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to flip the paper over and then make my triangles. This. Like this. All right. And then push them together, make my diamond just like this. That. I'm going to recrease it just to make sure my forms are going to stay where I need them to be. And then I'm going to take these corners, fold them up to the center line, like that. Okay. Do the same over here. Okay, and then I'm going to fold the center down like that, make my guideline there, and then I'm going to cut from here up like that, and then do the same over here. All right. And then start making my pieces, folding that up, and then in half, like that. Up, and in half. And do this 4 times. Alright, now that we have this shape, turn it over, and then I'm going to pick a side, so maybe this is the tail. This time, that. Okay, and then this be the head. Hold it down. One a little longer. There we go. This, and fold the nose in. All right. And there we go. 2 horses. Just like Midnight and Moon. Okay. So I encourage you, if you want to give it a shot, get yourself some paper. Just make sure it's square and have a go. You can rewatch the video if that helps, or you can throw comments in the section if there's if there's comments you'd like answered. I'll monitor the comments and respond if there's questions about it. But yeah, it takes a little practice. It took me a few tries to figure out what was what, but I think just remembering, which way to make your folds in the beginning helps, and then messing with, the sizes of things at the end, like how you want them to go, how far down you want the tail to go, or how you want the head to look, that kind of thing. Totally up to you, but worth messing with. And it's just paper, so you can always retry if something doesn't go the way you want it to. All right. Thanks so much for joining me today. And I really appreciate your support for our new book, Midnight and Moon. And yeah, stick around and check out Tundra's account for more content and more thoughts on the process of making this book. I really appreciate you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.